this one going. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Nebraska's offense is on the field for the first time today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Crosses the 45. Oh, out of space. Inside, slippery slide. Finds his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
And as a coach, you're just hoping your offense can take the field on the first series of the game and create a little bit of momentum, get into a rhythm. How about that running play? Hitting a home run early in this game. You know that's got the sidelines all juiced up.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Cardinal offense will get its first chance now. Last time we saw these guys, they came out firing. They were up to any challenge offered by the secondary. Any suggestions on how to prevent that from happening again this week, Dave?
And it's tough to have that great of a QB and that great of a wide receiver, but you definitely have to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Jam him. Mess up the timing. Their chemistry and timing with this elite QB and elite receiver is really good. Jesse, I got to mess it up somehow.
And you just have to take calculated risks, right? Every defensive coordinator wants to be aggressive, and you want to press him and play press man, but you can only do it a handful of times because you know in this game, when the quarterback sees that isolated matchup, there is no question he's going to take a shot deep down the field to back up.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week, just called on one time. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Turning it on! Smashes him with the stiff arm. And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats. And the Huskers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Throws to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. And you don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong. But sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? The give out of the gun. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They want to throw it. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. The quick out. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Let's see what they've got on second down. They'll go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Quickly out to the tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Stanford lines up to punt it away. Cradles it at the 35. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Out of the gun, the inside give. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. The play action fake. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to take off. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The option look. The pitch. Got room at the 35. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense. The Huskers are marching down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Husker! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
The play fake on first down. Fires to the big fella. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Here's a heat. Back open in the middle. Breaks into the open. Tackle is made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there. Sometimes it's not about a fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it, and there's so many ways to use them. But exactly, get it to him, let him break tackles, let him make plays. Easy decision.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. He's open on the right. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slants. He can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the quarterback's by his lonesome on 2nd and inches. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Fires on the run. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
And the offensive coordinator here is really trying to stay aggressive and take a shot. Obviously, the offense couldn't click on that one. But later in the game, if I'm this offense, I'm continuing to stay aggressive. Keep the foot down on the gas pedal.
The Cardinal come to the line, needing a few inches to move the sticks. Past the 1st down marker and still running.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Setting up the screen. There he goes. They've got him now. He almost picked up that 1st down on the screen.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Snagged out of the air. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Stanford gets set to snap it on 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's McCray. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. Pulls it and fires to the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
In defense, you have to have great eyes. You have to have good vision on the quarterback to be able to see it. You can tell he's throwing the football right now. Watch the defense react, come up, get the wide receiver on the ground. He goes nowhere.
Pulls it in. It's long. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
Obviously, great job picking up the 1st down there through the air, but you're trailing by a lot of points now, and you're in that area of the field where you should take a shot. If I was the offensive coordinator...
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Finds his man. It's long. He's run out of bounds, and they'll say he stepped out at the 27. We've reached a break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. They largely dominated this 1st quarter as indicated by the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the 2nd. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense.
Man, it's nice to have a quarterback that can do this. Last week was unbelievable. This week, even better. This dude is absolutely on fire, in the zone, feeling it, using the whole field, doing whatever he wants, when he wants, how he wants.
And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. On that last drive, defense defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the...
Looking for a deep man. Makes the grab on the left side.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a lot of coordinators out there that would want to set up the shot, especially on the first play of the drive, maybe run the ball, and then a few plays later go play action, make it look the same before shooting it downfield. They just did it right away on first down, first play of the drive. If you get the matchup, take the shot. And that's exactly what happened. Nice job.
The Cornhuskers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Going to swing it on second down. They're setting up the screen. Still running up the 40. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And the Huskers started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Might as well give it to him again. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Gets rid of it. It's complete to the right. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The Huskers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Trying to pound it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, that pivotal top 15 battle is in the books. Here's how things went down.
And the returner goes down. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
Right, and I like you got the first down of the drive, so maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
2nd and 10, he'll throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Well, it's 3rd and long. They're trying to throw beyond the sticks to get the first down. What a great job by the defender that time, breaking on the ball, snagging it out of the air, and securing that interception.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Wants to throw on first down. Swings it out to his running back. Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening.
And a running back who can take a dump-off pass like that and take it for a gain, that can really be a quarterback's best friend. It's an easy way to rack up touches, but also get the ball to your playmaker in open space.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Cornhuskers are threatening in the red zone. Looking downfield on first down. Touchdown, Nebraska! Grabbed in the end zone and put 6 on the board.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Cardinal increasing the degree of difficulty after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Gives it on the option. Tackled there by the defense. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got it in the middle. It's McCray. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Stanford lines up to punt it away. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. To the air on first down. Got his man on the right. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. And the Huskers will kick it away to crank up the second half. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
I'll tell you, you got to give the defense credit, though, because with these conditions, it's not easy to catch for the offensive players. Certainly not for the defense, but great eye-hand coordination securing that interception.
Looking to scramble. He'll pull it down and run. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Great play by the defense there. And listen, they got to do more of this. Running backs obviously had a lot of success. They got to continue to stop this run game.
Oh, he's got some space. Running it inside the 30 and finally out of bounds at the 27. The Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Defense holds their ground, pickup of a yard. It's at the 26. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Power football with the run. Finds a little bit of room. Give him a couple down to the 23.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Absolutely perfect. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. Let's see what he can do with the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Well, you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Now the play fake. Right down the middle. Right through his hands. You just have to make that catch, and it'll be 3rd down.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those.
He lobs one high down the left side. He's got it along the sideline. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, Stanford! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. And even after that last score, still working with a great big cushion. Looking to throw on first down. They're working that left side. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
And I like the aggressiveness on third and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's fourth and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
You want to talk about aggressive or wacky? This head coach is keeping his offense on the field inside his own 30. Quarterback may change this route. On fourth down, looking to pass. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Hands it off. Turning it on. They'll get him down at the 48 after the 15-yard gain.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. To the ground, he's got it again. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
They'll try the run. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there.
Ernie on the Jets, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Husker! They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Only reason you can think of for the onside kick here is they want to stick it to him. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Illegal touchdown. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Split backs here. Pulls and fires complete to the right. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Behind the chains now on second and long. Wants to go up top. Bringing the heat. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Well, the defense is not taking their foot off the gas. They've got a huge lead. We're early in the fourth quarter, and still they're getting pressure on this quarterback, registering a sack.
Now third and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. They'll send the back in motion. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
Man, how about this offense, man? It's been a rough day. You're getting beat down. You're trying to find some kind of momentum late in the game to build something off of, and you give up another sack.
The Cardinal will have to boot it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
No.
Breaks into the open. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now, late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the dub.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the ride. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And I tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on 3rd down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on 3rd.
The Cornhuskers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Gets it to him on the screen. Nice move to keep running. He makes a little bit of headway and is pushed out of bounds at the 43. And the Huskers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Here's the handoff. Makes it past the marker. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They're going to ride this running back.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure.
Lets it fly deep downfield. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. They'll run play action. The sweet feet buy a little time. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. He'll go down right there, but what a big play to come up with that turnover.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Makes the grab. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Last completion moves the sticks in, and let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together, run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in, you could tell. They were ready, they were fast, they were physical. They dominated this football game today.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Going for it all. And the pass will be incomplete, looking for a little window dressing at the end, but the ball game is over. They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals, and it usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible now.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season. There's still a lot of football left to go this year. Let's just see how good of a bowl game they can get to.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm